Okay, this is a quick reply to MCTMD1, and if you, I've been just having comments back and forth with this user, and in several of the metaphysics videos, I'm a little too lazy to go ahead and give you the links, but if you've been reading those comments, then you'll be familiar with the context. If not, then maybe it's a video just to MCTMD1. Okay, first of all, I want to make a video because my answer to one of your latest comments and just in general are getting kind of long. I didn't think it would fit there. And also, I wanted to say thanks for having this discussion. I've been enjoying it. I'm hoping you aren't going to get really frustrated in the part we're disagreeing with. I mean, I really like this kind of conversation. Started off with an agreement that all knowledge can be based empirically, and then, but I saw you were coming at it from a different angle from me, so we differed on that, and we see various things that we disagree with about causal determinism. Okay, but I enjoy this kind of conversation. I think it's good to find an agreement and then fine tune where there's still disagreements and how you're arriving there, and where the disagreements are and those other conclusions. Okay, so your comment, I was talking to you about internal, external, and how to have a concept of external requires internal, and if you're talking about a world with minds, and you can't talk about how you conceive of it because it requires some human mind to conceive of, and that's a physical being in the physical world, and so on. So we've been going back and forth on some of that, which can seem like wordplay, but it's really actually very important semantics. Um, You said, like the rings of a tree are internal, yes, in a sense my thoughts are internal because they're a product of my brain and my brain is inside my skull. I'll go with that, but that is not a world. There is one world, existence. I experience existence or memory of it causally with my organ of perception. Uh, oh wait, that's not actually even what I was going to reply to. Yike. Okay, wait. Sorry. Hmm. Okay, well, I'm sorry for all the video silence. But, okay, I don't have to find the particular comment. That one I just read is one. Um, I got confused. Okay, the one I was going to answer is the whole, you were saying, it seems like I'm going towards the saying that if a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. First of all, there's always somebody to hear it. Second of all, it depends what you mean by sound. But let's use a different example where I think it's a little more clear. Um, if light hits a tree in the forest and there's nobody there to see it, does it make a color? Does it make a color? No, no, it doesn't make a color. It makes light at a certain wavelength, which reflects off the leaves and everything, but those aren't colors. Colors are perceived by minds. I will see the leaves as green, a dog will see them as a shade of gray, and so on and so forth. I think you are mistaking the role that your mind plays in these perceptions and in your conception of your conceptions of facts, your conception of a leaf as green, that's related to your mind, your human mind, your physiology, your eyes, and the whole package together. So yeah, there's no color if there's nobody there to see it. There's light of a certain wavelength, but that's not a color. And that's the sense in which if there's not a cognitive being there, that no, there's not going to be these perceptive values like sound. Sound is not conceived of as the vibration of air. It's conceived of in tones, which are basically colors, but in the sonic space. So, you know, if a tree falls in the forest and there was nobody there to interpret those events, then we would not call that event, as possessing of the properties that require entities that don't exist. To perceive them. So yeah, there's still physical stuff going on. And on terms of there being just one world, I just don't see it that way. With quantum mechanics, if you were causally disconnected from another thing, like a qubit, which is a quantum bit, it is both 0 and 1. It has both possibilities. And it's not just one world, it's these two contradictions coexisting. And you could call that one world, but you should not think of it in this classical objective sense. It is not just a one world. It is a complex, relativistic mess of worlds where different facts are true in different points of view, and so that's how I see it. And yeah, and just to reiterate, I've enjoyed this conversation. We've gone around enough that sometimes people get frustrated with these semantical issues when it can seem really hard when I'm trying to say, no, you can't conceive of an external world without an internal world. You need a mind in order to talk about the external world. Now, what is the external world without a mind there? Well, it's not a single thing. It's a strange, surreal complex of every possibility, every possibility in the universe sort of playing itself out in different subsets, each making up their own conception of the world. Meaning, something so far away from me, I'm never going to interact with it. It's further away than it would need to be because of the speed of light. I can never interact with it. Then that thing doesn't exist for me. It can exist for itself, and I don't exist for it, and that's more the kind of world we have. Things don't just exist or not. They exist in a certain reference frame and don't exist in another reference frame. I'm sure I haven't sorted it all out, but anyway, that's my comment, and as I said, I just wanted to add that no hard feelings or anything. This exchange is good as far as I'm concerned. Okay, cheers.